And we're about to learn a lot about the resilience or the weakness of the Trump economy. 2 hours from now, the Labor Department releases the critical July jobs report. If the majority of economists are correct, that report will show a lackluster net gain of 115,000 jobs, a slight uptick in unemployment. Now, if that's the case, the economy could be headed for trouble. How much trouble? Well, listen to this warning from former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers.
It's more likely than not that we're going to have a recession. And in the context of a recession, we'll see an extra 2 million people be unemployed.
Bringing in Jessica Kriegel now. She's the chief scientist of workplace culture at Culture Partners. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning.
So that was a pretty dire forecast. Not going to go all the way there yet, because there are people who are dealing with this jobs issue right now. So can you talk about what we can look for in the numbers that can be more telling about what people are experiencing?
Well, the jobs report is increasingly misleading, and it is hard to read, and intelligent minds disagree on how to interpret the data. That dire warning mimics another dire warning that we heard early in the year, that we were headed for recession. The recession didn't come, and right now the economic signals don't point to a recession in the second half of the year either. People are having short-term memory about these things. So the reality is that right now, those numbers don't actually reflect the lived experiences of many Americans. There are certain segments of the American population that are experiencing much higher rates of unemployment. And so it's hard to interpret what this means. Businesses are certainly struggling to adapt, as are the American people.
We're noting there Black and Hispanic workers, their numbers moving to over 6%. College graduates also over 6% unemployment. And then there are a bunch of people I was learning who, you know, they're in the gig economy. They're sort of like part-time workers who want to be full-time workers. Listen to these TikTokers talk about how tough it is right now for them in the job market.
I'm a college student and I can't find a job. I have applied to over 100 jobs. I haven't heard back from anyone. No one will call me back. I don't know what to do now.
I have a degree, I have experience, and I can't find a job.
Every time I apply for any job, it feels like I'm just buying a lottery ticket. Like, it feels more likely to win the lottery right now than to get a job.
Can I just get your reaction to that take? I mean, obviously, this is not a scientific poll, but it's something that I'm hearing more and more.
Well, we are too. And the reality is, for those job seekers and for businesses, the solution is the same right now. The number one key to success for yourself or for your organization is you have to have an adaptable mindset. Adaptability is what wins right now. We talk about two different kinds of mindsets at Culture Partners. You can either be above the line or below the line. Below the line is spending a lot of energy focusing on what's not working, the blame game. We're going to blame tariffs, the latest economic data, the lack of reliability. What we really need to do is go above the line, which is, how can I be adaptable? How can I surrender to reality? The reality is it's hard right now for college graduates. Maybe that dream career you had in marketing isn't going to be the path, and perhaps you want to try looking into a career as a phlebotomist, for example, which according to Microsoft is a very AI-resistant career. So that adaptability is going to be key for those people. It's also going to be the key for business leaders.
We should note, I looked at that list as well. A lot of those jobs, I think like house painter was on those jobs. That's a big switch you're talking about, marketing to phlebotomist. But it sort of says something about trying to AI-proof your employment future.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, reality is what reality is. We have to surrender to it. And so what you can do is focus on what it is that I can control in order to drive results. And first of all, getting clear on what your goals are and then working towards that. That's going to be a lot better than creating TikToks and complaining about the way that it is.
Jessica Kriegel, thanks so much.
Thanks so much for having me.